not more, and I'm mentioning all these people because they are part of the security apparatus in the region. None of them knew that these 5 armored cars that zoomed into the northeast region last night, of which the youth were very alert and aware and actually tracked these vehicles. They went and stopped in Gambaga for a while and eventually entered Nalerugo and went straight to where the Bokunaba is staying. And then, of course, met that resistance from the youth. Eventually came to the palace of the overlord. Of course, they met again, huge resistance of the Wook. I'm sure your correspondent captured that. And then, of course, the reaction today across the kingdom of what had happened, and that translated into the burning of tithes and all of that.
Let me ask you about that.
Yes.
Let me ask you about that very quickly, because I'm pretty sure you are for peace. I mean, when he was in Skin, I remember he himself at that ceremony asked that peace reigns. This matter is still one that the state is trying to resolve. As we've seen today, they block the roads, etc. Since you're very close to the Skin chief, what is it that you're doing to try and bring peace to this area?
No, actually, it's very interesting. Because of this chance meeting with the RECSEC, they took our contacts, and of course, we also took their contacts. And then we kept getting calls. We haven't learned from we kept getting calls that there was a chaotic situation in Walwali. And trust me, the security apparatus, they were there, military were there, police were there, but I think they were just helpless. And they felt that meeting us and the demeanor and, the fact that these are people who came to try and have things resolved in a very civil manner, they thought that they should call upon us to come and see if we could talk to the youth and intervene so that, whatever it is that they think might happen. Like you said, everybody's for peace. So quickly, myself with counsel for the Nigerian and his driver, we rushed to Walwali, and I must tell you, it's not been easy. Evans, I've lived in Accra for a long time, and you all know how chaotic the traffic situation is in Accra. Walwali today was worse than, any traffic situation I've ever witnessed. If you are going to drive from one end of the town to the other end, you would drive on end, and you have all these trucks.
Our reporter brought us the report. So, have you managed to get the young people to
the youth actually, they resisted, but when they realized that the one who was talking to them was counsel for the Nigeria, they paid attention. But, you could see that these are people who had pent-up emotions. They felt that this warrant that everybody woke up to, calling for the arrest of the king, they felt this was bizarre. They were asking themselves if it was a dream that anybody could just wake up and think that they could.
So have they unblocked the roads now?
They have subsequently unblocked the road. In fact, like I told you earlier on, it was the security apparatus that called us, and that together with them, they stood there and witnessed how counsel for the overlord spoke to these youth, who initially didn't want to listen to anybody, but eventually they saw reason in allowing traffic to flow.
Okay. So traffic is flowing right now for those who are using that stretch.
Right now, traffic is flowing. I would say it's easing. Initially, traffic was moving at a very slow pace, but now it's easing.
It's easing. Okay, thank you very much, Nana Mohammed, and thanks for that update. If you're using that stretch, this will be important for you as traffic begins to ease in the part. It's a very, very hectic stretch indeed, part of the Northeast region. Adam Bona, security analyst, has been watching this very closely and joins us on the line right now. Mr. Bona, thanks for your time. And very briefly, so this was started because of an attempt to arrest the skinned chief. I mean, we know it's disputed. The government says it's illegal. What do you make of that approach?
Well, Evans, good evening. I think it's basically, to put it bluntly, is very senseless. You don't go into a palace that is about 1,500 years old, and you think that you can go in and attempt to arrest the overlord or anybody who is hiding in there, and what do you call that? His kinsmen, his subjects, are going to look on for you to do that. I wouldn't even say it is a catastrophic failure of intelligence. I would say it's due to zero intelligence. As at the time they got there, even the person who had been in skin was not in the palace. So what were they there for? Who did they speak to? Who asked them to go to the palace? What were they going there to do? I mean, if you want to catch whoever you wanted to arrest, I mean, there are so many ways of arresting persons like that. if you wanted to arrest the newly enskined chief. But obviously, you can't go and say you can't, even if you wanted to do that, not in the manner they did it. Evans, not in the manner they did it. And as we speak, Evans, this conflict is spreading all over the country. Are you aware that there's been some stabbing in Ashaman that is connected to this conflict in Boku area, Wale Wale and the rest? This is how serious this thing is. So as far as I'm concerned, the security agencies are uncoordinated, and I would call on the President of the Republic, if he's listening, to have one person among the security ministers, I don't know who, to coordinate issues with Boko, because it looks like too many security officers are taking too many instructions from different, people, and that is what is creating the unending tension and the resultant effect of the chaos we have seen from last night to this morning.
Anambona, thank you very much. Still ahead, Minister Designate for Food and Agriculture, Brian Echampon, hits back at Emil Short Commission for implicating him in violence that characterized Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election in 2019 as he's grilled before Parliament's Appointments Committee. Let's do business now, and George is here with the latest.
Well, I still have something from the Agric Minister Designate, who is promising to make the Buffer Stock Company one of his priority areas to help deal with the country's food security needs, and even 70 about 2 cargoes totaling 75,000 metric tons of petroleum products under the Go for Oil program docks at the country's ports. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Allianz Life and Ghana Pay.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information.
MTN.
Son, we are so proud of you for setting up this hospital. I really love those hospital beds and waiting chairs. By the way, did you import them?
No, Dad, I didn't. I actually got them from Kindle Books and Stationery right here in Ghana.
Wow. We also bought our office supplies, safes, executive desks and chairs from Kingdom, and they gave us expert advice on how to set up our office.
Guys, that makes 3 of us. I also got our sofa and bedroom sets, plus our dining hall furniture for our new home from Kingdom.
Wow, Mom, that makes 4 of us. I usually get my stationery items from Kingdom, and my teacher also mentioned that our classroom furniture was provided by Kingdom.
So there you have it. Whenever you're thinking about setting up an office or acquiring furniture for your home, etc., Kingdom Books and Stationery should be your first point of call. With over 40 years experience in the industry, we stock and supply a wide variety of globally sourced office and home furniture, stationery and equipment. Visit our head office, Osu Akwaje, or our office near the Osu Stadium. We're also in Tema Community 1, opposite Olam SHS, Kumasi KNUST campus, UCC Cape Coast, and now at the Marina Mall, Airport City. Or call us 0302-764101, 764209, or 762792. Visit our website, www.kingdomgh.com.
Life's battle during retirement are not won by the strongest. Sooner or later, those who win are those who prepare for it. Ensuring your future is your responsibility to your family and loved ones. Progress Trustees, a company that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. The Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme helps you achieve peace of mind during retirement. We also provide administration services for employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes seeking to outsource their day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier provident fund scheme. Start your journey to your envisaged quality life during retirement by contacting us on 0504-368-048 on our website www.progresstrusteesgh.com. Progress Trustees, a joyous retirement begins here.
You're welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, Agric Minister Designate Brian Echampon has promised to make the buffer stock company one of its priority areas in dealing with the country's food security needs. The minister disclosed this when he appeared before Parliament's Appointments Committee today. He also promised to make the sector attractive to the youth as well.
I was surprised myself when I found out that buffer stock is struggling to the extent that they had the opportunity to feed the free SHS program. They have supplied quite a lot, but they are not getting payments on time. So beyond their initial seed capital, they are struggling in other areas. This is something that I will push to reverse immediately that I get in. I know that these are hard times, but I will advocate strongly that as part of our national security, we need to ensure that buffer stock is positioned to deliver us when we get there. So, Ranking, be assured, I'm going to work with you to ensure that buffer stock is resourced to do what it's supposed to do. Thank you.
A great minister designate Brian Echampon. Now, 2 cargoes totaling 75,000 metric tons of petroleum products have docked at the country's ports. This is what Joy Business has picked up from the bulk oil storage and transportation company. There is more in this report.
Joy Business understands that out of these 2 cargoes that have arrived between Saturday, February 18 and Sunday, 19th February 2023, 40,000 metric tons are diesel and 35 metric tons are petrol, respectively. This sums up to 75,000 metric tons of petroleum products that have come in so far in terms of the imports under the Gold for Oil program. The bulk oil storage and transportation company, BOST, has disclosed it is expecting about 152,000 metric tons of petroleum products under that initiative for the month of February. Diesel will make up for about 80,000 metric tons of the total cargo, and petrol will be about 72,000 metric tons. The bulk oil storage and transportation company says they have received demand orders from about 18 bulk oil distribution companies, totaling 140,000 metric tons. BOST is optimistic that with these consignments coming in, that could have a positive impact on the prices of petroleum products.
That was a business desk report. Let's still stay on the subject area because government is projecting some significant reduction in prices of petroleum products from next month. Now, this will be based on how the Gold for Oil program would impact on petroleum products and the continued stability of the Ghana city. Let's hear from Andre Japamesa. He's the Deputy Minister of Energy.
When additional consignment of the Gold for Oil policy that we are working, framework of which has been put in place to ensure that we get some relatively, I don't want to use the word cheaper, because the truth of the matter is that
competitive, you want to say?
Competitively, if you like, priced petroleum products, and the NPE has indicated that the intention is to ramp it up to about 50-60% by March end 2023. So I'm hopeful. So all things being equal, and with the steady stabilizing, of course, my expectation is that now that the Ministry of Finance has successfully executed the domestic debt exchange program, it's a step closer to concluding the IMF program, which will give a huge boost to investor confidence in our economy. We'll get access to some, forex that then helps stabilizing the city, and obviously we all will be the.
I'll be coming. Andre Japamesa is the Deputy Minister of Energy. Now, passenger arrivals at the international airport, that is Kotoka, increased by 24.4% year on year to hit 82,977 tourists ending November 2022 compared to a month earlier. Now, tourist arrivals also went up by 1.6%. Now, this was captured in the Bank of Ghana monetary reports ending January 2023. For the first 11 months of 2022, a total of 810,000 tourist arrivals was recorded at the Kotoka International Airport and land borders compared to 548,000 for the corresponding year of 2021. representing a growth of 47.8%. Now, this report from the Bank of Ghana is showing that in terms of international arrivals, they have picked up strongly compared to 2001. And that could impact on the economy in terms of taxes, spending, and how that will impact on the broader tourism industry in terms of earnings for the economy. If we turn our attention to the stock market, there wasn't any price change on the market that could adversely affect those who are holding shares in the various listed companies on the Ghana Stock Exchange. But in terms of real returns, as in year to date, you've gone down if you have investment. The market has gone down by over 1%. For the financial stocks, it's over 3%. And that's all for business on Newsnight. Back to you, Evans.
Thank you very much, George. Now, Minister Designate for Trade and Industry, Katie Hammond, has fought back claims by NDC MPs on the Appointments Committee that he was indicted with the controversial sale of Ghana's drill ship in the early 2000s. Now, the controversial sale of the state asset resulted in a commission of inquiry, which the Minority Chief Whip Kwame Agboja and Hassan Suhini believe found him guilty. But Katie Hammond says, as Deputy Minister, who had only been in office for 3 months, he could not have played the role some want to ascribe to him.
It was decided that a commission to be put in place to investigate all these corruption allegations and all of that and all of that. Speaker, from nowhere, a decision was made that a single transaction which went back 12 years, which was the sale of so not entirely the sale, but the transaction in respect of the drill ship, be added to the commission's deliberations. Speaker, I was invited to attend when the what we call the Apple Committee, Mr. Speaker, was put in place. I attended. My brother Dabuke was there. My then minister at the time, who was involved with this, was also there, Kandapa. But I was at the center of it, so it was fair that questions were put at me. Now, Mr. Chairman, I put it to everybody here. When is it that anybody in recorded history heard that a deputy minister of 3 months at post sells a state asset like a ship? 3 months. We went to the ministry, I think about April or so. This thing took place about June, July. 3 months. Cabinet met. What had happened was that the GMPC that I talked about, Mr. Speaker, had been run aground. It's going to be lengthy. I want to explain it so the whole country understands. Mr. Speaker, somehow a decision had been consciously made by the GMPC outfit at the time that they were going to involve in what they call hedging. For all those around who know about the commercial transactions and whatever, Mr. Speaker, hedging is a kind of gamble.
Well, at the beginning of the hearings today, vetting of Katie Hammond, some members of the committee were quite concerned that Katie Hammond appeared to be too relaxed.
Mr. Chairman, the nominee must realize that he is before a serious committee. You can do whatever you do with us outside the sitting of the committee. When you come before the committee and you're on national television and everybody is viewing, you must take us serious. I'm asking a question. Let me finish asking the question. And if you have an answer, you can give your answer. If you tell the whole country that you've not been paying attention to the papers that have been given to you, it's up to you. Mr. Chairman, we are working on your nomination, and you are interjecting and directing everybody.
It's me. I'm supposed to regulate the meeting. So if I'm failing, I'll take responsibility. Please proceed with your question.
The question I have.
I wanted to repeat what Honorable Ayariga said. At the time of our country, where people are in real difficulty making ends meet, I'm of the view that the nominee is very affable, and we all know. But when you are about to take, at least as the president wished, a position as a trade minister, you need to put up a posture that is more serious than being friendly to us.
I thought, please, Honorable, please, I think it's my fault.
Well, it did not stop Katie Hammond from issuing this warning to his committee, to the committee members, just before the vetting itself started in earnest.
Introduce me as being the class prefect, the senior prefect. I would expect members to put up their best behavior. I will put up my very best behavior, and then we'll get into that. I have the class prefect in the chair, so I still remain the class prefect, so it should be well behaved.
Also before the Appointments Committee today was the Minister Designate for Agriculture, who was grilled about his involvement in the 2019 Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election violence. At the time, he was the responsible for the National Security Ministry as a Minister of State there. He questioned the Emil Short Commission's recommendation that seemed to reprimand him and implicate him in the violence.
I sympathize with those who were wounded on that day. Indeed, when I was there at the Ministry of National Security, I ensured that all those who were wounded were treated at the 37 military hospital, and all expenses of such were paid by the state that authorized the operation. Subsequent to that, Mr. Chairman, laws have been passed by this House, and today we no longer hear about vigilantism the way we used to hear about it in the past. It was unfortunate it happened. It should never have happened, but be that it may, it's past and gone.
Well, he says the violence remains a blot on Ghana's democracy. Brian Champon says he would have done a better job if he had been in charge of the operation.
100+ report. There wasn't any mention of me having authorized anything anywhere in the report. So everybody, including myself, was surprised and afraid that my name found expression in the conclusion that I should be reprimanded. And that is why my classmate, if you look at the commission, the white paper that cleared me, individual liabilities 6.3, it says that the commission, the government rejects, emphasis rejects, the commission's recommendation on paragraph 8.3 because the commission failed to establish the factual basis for that recommendation. That is what the white paper said. That you say we should reprimand him for authorizing an operation in a built-up area, but we reject it because you have not provided any reason to support that assertion. So yes, I have been cleared by the white paper, which forms part of the commission's report. But notwithstanding the report in itself and the white paper, it's my conscience that I have to live with. It's me, Brian Champon, the Presbyterian, notwithstanding everything that I am known for. I have to be able to live with myself. I am a man and responsible for what I do. I cannot be responsible for what everybody else does. And I'm saying that for Ayawaso West Wuogon, I did not authorize it. I didn't know anything about it. When I had opportunities to speak, I spoke in the collective that yes, I knew of the SWAT team. I have been briefed about the operation, and I said at an FM station in Nkoko that in fact I was unhappy with the way the operation was carried out.
And that's Brian Champon. He used to be the Minister of State of the National Security, and now he's a Minister Designate for Agriculture. Let's do sports now. Ms. Bao is here with the very latest. Hello, Ms. Bao.
Well, yes, Evans, of course, the body of Christian Atsu landed yesterday at the Kotoka International Airport, received by government, the Ghana Football Association, and the family. And one person who's been speaking is the founder of Cheetah FC and the man who discovered Christian Atsu, Abdul Hayate. He has described him as an angel on earth, and he believes the player lived an exemplary life which must be emulated by all footballers.
For me, I would describe Christian as an angel on earth. Christian was a Christian. The way he does his things, sometimes you don't believe it. I think we need to remember Christian for his generosity, how humble he is, how determined he is. And I think this should inspire footballers. He loves Messi so much. I remember when he went to Porto and he was coming back, Porto gave him a DVD of Messi, Ronaldinho, and one other player that I've forgotten. And then I told him, you are the black Messi, the African Messi. But God Almighty, who brought Christian to us, knows very well that he come and accomplish whatever he wants him to do on earth. And then God needs him more than we. And I believe Christian is happy wherever he is currently.
Founder of GTFC, Abdul Haye Yate, the man who is noted to have discovered Christian Atsu.
I see. And do you know when he's going to be buried?
We understand between 2 months from now, the burial should happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
May he so rest in perfect peace indeed. And just a couple of messages on our WhatsApp console. This one from Senna says the Regional Security Council must immediately deploy more security men to arrest the person who's calling himself the Overlord. And the final one on the subject of our atmospheric condition tonight, Henry says, would you mind summarizing to us exactly the advice EPA man gave? I could not understand a word from him. A few of your comments there. And up next is school intake versus population intake. It's on That's My Opinion with Nana Ansah Kwao here on Joy 99.7 FM.